Duidelijk gewoon Engels.
Right. This is a massive hematoma. See, here's the soft point. The whole backside, the right back. And then this swelling has gone right down. And this is all fluid, you can see there. So I think we're going to lance it at the bottom so we get good drainage.
What was the cause of this, you think?
Or punctures. They hooked her.
They hurt her.
Why they went for it, because we didn't see them pulling her.
Maybe because they have calves and she doesn't have calf yet.
Maybe it was just fighting, but we got all the horn marks. And she's really got an injury to this. This is a big hematoma, which I think is now from the abscess. I'm going to put a needle puncture in there to see if it's. This is a nice soft spot there. Yeah, we're going to do it just there. Do a needle puncture now.
It's a massive cow, 37.5 inches is spread. Beautiful cow. Probably pregnant as well. We'll do a pregnancy check just now.
We're just going to do a needle puncture and just see what fluid's inside. Whether the hematoma or seroma. There's a bad tear in the muscles. There's a lot of bleeding inside, a lot of damage. Just want to see what this is underneath. Up there, I'm going to get the lowest portion so it can keep draining. This swelling is just getting bigger and bigger. I think there's a bit of pressure on it. Yeah, it's starting to form an abscess. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to form an abscess. But what we're going to do, we're going to make a big cut with a needle, up with a razor. So that's now needle puncture. Let's try and drain it possibly. Bottom like this, it's warm. Okay, wait. Okay. Right. Okay, here we
go. Oh, shame. Daar kom 'n bietjie etrok uitmaak.
Ja, those are fibrin blood. It's organizing the blood. That's fibrin. Ek het ook gegooi een vir die val daar.
Maar dit is nie net om oop grond toe grond nie.
Dit kan. Maar jy sê hoeveel liter dit is.
Wow, okay. Wat jy klaar gesak hier? Jy kom klaar uit. Wat is daai tot?
This is fibrin. This is a blood clot. This is a fibrin clot. You get that when they organize.
So there'll be a bit of muscle dystrophy as well, I suppose, for not using it, eh?
Yeah, she'll. Okay.
Okay, this is bucket number 3. And these are 10-liter buckets.
It's a 10-liter bucket. That's now bucket number 3, so it's almost 12 liters to 15 liters. I think it's good that we just measure the amount. And she's going to feel much better because
So that's 30 kilograms of weight already that you've taken out of her thigh. And what are the risks with this not being the most sterile environment?
we've given a good shot of double dose of penicillin. We also use gram-negative thing like gentamicin and also tamoxyl, which is a better penicillin to use. If you have penicillin resistance, normally the tamoxyl will kill those bugs as well.
And when you suture it up, will you leave a hole for the drainage to continue?
I'm not going to suture it. I'm going to leave it open here. It will close by itself.
So it's only through the skin.
Yeah, it's just subcutaneous with a bit of subcutaneous fascia.
Oh,
It's not pus, that's just fibrous clot.
what is the
It's to organize it. The function of it is to organize the blood clot. That's why blood clots, because it causes
is the blood clot to stabilize it, eventually to heal?
yeah, and eventually we try and get out as much of this clot now as we can. But I'm not going to dig up there, I'll be taking the bottom part out.
But it probably went down already with the fluids.
Yeah, a lot of it is gone. It was a big blood clot and it's warm. When you feel it to the touch, it's actually warm.
And what does it taste like?
It tastes like almost like parvo of a dog. No, this is just all the
And in nature, what would it happen eventually? Would it eventually burst?
It will eventually form an abscess. And then it will just burst out.
But with the size of this, the abscess of this size, it could probably lead to shock or abscess.
Yeah, the thing is you
septicemia.
don't want to drain too much, but that's a lot of drainage. She should do. Not really big animal.
They're tough.
Tough.
Not for sensitive viewers.
Job, just give me the. Okay, I'm just going to open the wound a little bit more. So we can get more of this clot out because it's a bit small. As much of this clot as we can.
Then maybe drop down to the bottom section.
Yeah. Is haar asem reg, Karel?
Hoor al mooi. Wys net bietjie soos jy uit al wat moet kyk.
Okay. I'm so glad we did it, Jacques.
Sure. Oh, she must have had a lot of pain.
Yeah.
It was like the skin could it be a snake bite? Is it similar to a snake bite? Not at all.
No, this shows you the evidence is the warm punch.
Yeah, you can see she's been in a couple of battles. The other 3 cows in this herd, or in this pen, all 3 of them calved. And it could be that they are very protective of their young and that they see this as a threat. This female has not calved yet, she's probably pregnant. But the herd, and eventually they could kill her. So it's good that we're going to separate her now, treat her well, and have her recover quickly. So we took out 3.5 buckets.
So it's almost 30 liters.
35 liters, 3.5 buckets, 35 liters, eh?
Look, it was 3.5.
35 liters of fluid.
With about
That's
a kilo of cloth, of fibre cloth.
Yeah, that's about what a small normal cattle calf weighs when he gets born. So it will definitely be helpful. Now she'll start using this leg again and start building the muscle. What are you putting in there now?
Hydrogen peroxide, just to cook any organic or dead material, it will start effervescing. So we want to close this and cook it out. If you see a foam, that shows there's an infection in there. There's a lot of organic material. It doesn't produce a reaction in ordinary tissue.
So dead tissue or infected tissue?
Yeah. Now we'll just let it go a bit under pressure because it will help put out, and hopefully it will just try and clean the wound out. Some more peroxide to show. What I normally do is I put a little bit of betadine. It's iodine disinfectant, one of the best disinfectants you can get. Once I've now rinsed it with peroxide and we don't have much reaction anymore, the reaction's out, then I put a bit of 3/4 betadine with a little bit of peroxide with a little bit of betadine, and then that will hopefully disinfect the whole thing, because it's not a sterile environment we're working in. So I just always do it. I just put a little bit of betadine. Betadine can cause quite a reaction, but rather that than causing an abscess. So I just put a bit of betadine, and most of it will drain out anyway. Give it some, what is that?
Shock.
See, there's the. Hopefully the betadine has now disinfected it a lot inside. Because we can't, it's not always a sterile environment, so we try and work as cleanly as we can. Big wound, so we just want to put a few stitches in. The idea would be to shave the hair, but unfortunately today we couldn't do it. But as long as you put the stitches in properly and make sure the hairs on the outside of the wound, it'll be fine.
That type of stitching, or do you call it?
That's a horizontal mattress. I just want to put just one stitch in, just so the skin edges are near each other. Yeah. Never make it too tight, otherwise you strangulate the blood supply. So that's ideal. These stitches will drop out, but we might check them out later.
Patient's breathing is still fine. Started just to reverse a little bit, and once we're done and all the antibiotics, we're going to reverse it completely, get out as soon as possible, and keep her here in isolation for a week or so, check the progress.
Okay, now we just put a bit of antibiotic in there. Antibiotic spray for the wound. We leave that wound open so it can drain. If there's any infection in it, will drain, and then we just put a fly repellent over the wound so that the flies don't come in trouble. But on the wound will do nothing. Try and keep the flies away from the blood here. So we're not going to have to treat her like cats like a crush. Buffalo will be treated at once. Mobilize her every time we have to treat them. So that should be fine. Then we're just going to put a little bit of cotton wool in so that she can get up without fall up. That will come off as the fluid drains, but at least that will help her get up from this. This animal was very early pregnant. When we put her in, we thought she was early pregnancy, and that's about
2 months?
A month, 6 weeks.
Yeah, at least 6 weeks out.
Let's see if she's kept her little calf, and if she didn't abort. Hey, good news. 3 months plus.
Great stuff.
Yeah, you can actually, if you feel a little fetus, it's floating in the bag, in the uterus. Yeah, no, she's 3 months plus, definitely.
Okay, great stuff. So a little bit of good news at the end.
Yeah, so
Recover well, baby, and we'll dart you in the week's time and check the progress and share it with our viewers. So she's coming to now. Beautiful cow. I think it'll be much relief for her. She's been struggling for about 2 weeks. We thought the wound, or we thought it was abscess, would go down, but it didn't, so we had to dart eventually. So now she can use that leg properly again. There are the rest of the females. Beautiful cows there, but they definitely did hurt her a bit. Those 3 calves. So she'll stay in here. She's got her food in there under a roof. She's got a beautiful, nice clean water trough. Shade, perfect little area for her to recover and recoup. Quite aggressive because of the calves. They want to charge the guys on the wall. So we do have a rifle just as a safety precaution should anyone fall in here or should any of them jump through the wall. You have to be very careful when working with buffalo. And even though Dr. Kriek has experience with wildlife since the 80s, he still has the utmost respect for any animal, especially buffalo.
Ja, kyk hoe dreineer hy nou, pragtig.
Already using the leg much better. It's training well.
You're smelling your own blood.